Hello, beta.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, so what is the procedure for the day is that it is going to be first an informal interaction in the shape of an interview. I will understand that what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Then I will give you a feedback as well as a review, like do we need to have more one-on-one mocks, or do you need a panel mock, or should we go for a reverse mock, right? I will explain you everything about it. So let's start with the process. All right. Can you give me a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Tejasvi Deshpande. I come from the city of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, formerly known as Aurangabad. I have pursued my graduation in economics honors from University of Delhi, and since then I've been preparing for the civil services examination.
All right. And in which year you completed your degree?
2021, sir.
2021. So it's been good 3 years that you've been only preparing for civil services and
Yes,
nothing else. Is it
yes.
your first attempt at interview?
No, this is my third attempt and first interview.
Okay, first interview. And your optional must be economics.
Yes, sir. It is economics.
Can I know something about your family?
Sir, my parents, both of them are doctors. My father is a psychiatrist.
Okay.
He works in the government of Maharashtra.
All right.
He's a professor of GMC Aurangabad presently. My mother is a dentist. She has her own private practice.
All right. Any siblings?
No, sir, I'm an only child.
All right, great. So in that case, all right. So you did not think about being a doctor?
No, sir, actually, I think that was one of the first professions I eliminated right at 10th standard. I wanted to go to Delhi and I wanted to study something different.
Any specific reason that you had to eliminate a health professional?
No, sir, no particular reason for that. I mean, my parents never pushed me into science as well. I liked social sciences. I liked reading civics, economics, history.
All right.
So that's how I chose commerce in 11th and 12th. Uh, I did commerce with mathematics, so
All
that
right.
that enabled me to study economics in Delhi.
And which college you were in?
Lady Shri Ram College, sir.
All right, fine. What are your hobbies?
Sir, I like playing basketball
Okay,
and reading about behavioral economics.
all right. Any favorite economist whose books you prefer to read on behavioral economics?
Uh, so with respect to behavioral economics, I have read Predictably Irrational and The Nudge Theory. The Nudge is written by Richard Taylor.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I'm currently reading different research papers
Can you
about.
explain the idea of nudge by Taylor in about less than 10 words?
Um, yes, sir. I'll try. Um, Nudge refers to an action or an influence for a consumer within the given choice architecture.
Okay, all right, great. Fine. So if I ask you a question like going by the trends, the fluctuations in the share market in India and the way the dollar is strengthening and the rupee is crumbling, we have already, I suppose, crossed the threshold of 85 to
Yes,
dollar.
we
So,
have.
and the FII that is going out of India in the recent times, is it kind of unsaid recession? Do you think so?
Um, I don't think so, sir. Particularly in the past quarter, our growth rate has reduced a little. It is 5.8% from the average of 7% that we had since the recovery of COVID pandemic.
All right.
Uh, with the lower growth rate, it is expected that investors can lose confidence in the market. As a result of that, there can be significant outflow, and we have seen that it is happening. With regard to the depreciation that has happened, I think the Indian currency has been overvalued in the sense that there is an intervention by the RBI, which is why it stays at a higher value generally. So, uh, yes, we have reached the $85 mark, but if if it's managed well in the sense that this depreciation will help our exports in
All
the
right.
coming future.
So you don't
Yes.
see any signs of recession so far or any signs
No,
of
no,
economic fatigue?
no, sir. I think the economy will come back in
Oh,
the coming quarter. Yes, sir.
So, as always said, even by our former Prime Minister, that the fundamentals are strong.
Yes, sir. The fundamentals are strong. And
How much
along
did you appreciate Mr. Manmohan Singh, late Dr. Manmohan Singh, as an economist?
yes, sir. So, I mean, the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is one of the stalwarts of the Indian economy. Right from the 1991 economic reforms to the social programs of Manrega and the Right to Information Act. I think the contribution of Dr. Manmohan Singh it's unparalleled. And Sir's reforms, even before the 1991, in the 1980s, it started with pro-business policies. And then 1991, we had our LPG reforms. Uh, they have These reforms were the turning point for the Indian economy. And it is because of these reforms that we have been able to grow in the past 33 years, and that services has been the leader of this growth for the Indian economy.
I appreciate your positivity about Indian economy and its growth. As you said, in the last 33 years, we have grown. Now, if we compare our growth with growth of China in the same period,
Yes.
what better they did?
Uh, Sir, China had a better manufacturing base. China focused more on its export potential. And along with that, it also had reforms at the household level. That is, the agricultural system was changed during the period of Deng from collectivization to they had a change in agriculture which helped them get their population into manufacturing base. And I think also the global sentiment back then during the 90s was 80s and 90s was that yes, we want cheaper or economic labor, and China was able to provide that because of the initial liberalization that had happened that it had before India, say in the 70s or early 80s.
So basically, we were missing the bus or the train by about a decade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. So, who is your favorite basketball player?
Sir, all-time favorite is Michael Jordan.
Michael
And
Jordan.
yes, sir.
All right. So, do you wear shoes, Jordans?
Uh, yes, I did have Jordans back in during my college days.
All right. All right. So, they are a very expensive shoes, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
So, you have a taste for expensive goods.
So I think basketball is one area where I kind of stretched it a little
All right.
and to indulge. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what is the reason that basketball has not picked up in India to the extent to which it could have otherwise?
Yes, sir. So there are a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, basketball is not a traditional sport. A traditional sport in India. That is, it is relatively different from, say, cricket or kho-kho. And that is one of the reasons. Secondly, I think the popularity of basketball remains low. Uh, there is a high dominance of cricket in our country, and that has affected not just basketball but all sports on an end. And thirdly, the sentiment of sports being a lifestyle, or sports being important in a person's life right from childhood to adulthood is something that is missing, and as a result of this, basketball has also suffered.
All right. So, your father being a psychiatrist,
Yes, sir.
I could see the more of this trend of urbanization and more the idea of this new culture of work from home and things going online. Don't you think that the scope for a psychiatrist as well as a psychologist is on a rise now?
So definitely, I think post the COVID-19 pandemic, the profession of psychiatry as well as therapy has seen a boom. I mean, a rather unfortunate boom, because with urbanization, we see family structures changing. We see nuclearization of families. People are more alone than ever as compared to the traditional household systems. And I think there is a lack of social support. There is a lack of oneness and togetherness that people have. And as a result of this, psychiatric help is needed more than ever. in today's world.
You just said, unfortunately, yes, when I said that there is a more, when you use the word, there is a boom, and then you use the word unfortunate. So
Yes, sir.
is it something like the traditional taboo that going to a psychiatrist is like going to a doctor for your mental health, or is it something like जो like people say in Punjabi कि पागल है इसलिए डॉक्टर पास जा रहा है? Is it more about that taboo that you use the word unfortunate, or is it that the societal change that you wanted to portray?
Sir, I think it is the second, that going to a psychiatrist has been a taboo, and it is still a taboo in a large sense. But post COVID, there is more normalization, and there is more acceptance of the fact that yes, we need mental health and we need support from a professional. The reason I used unfortunate is because I think as a society, we have let go of our value systems. We have let go of the fact that yes, we have to be together and we have to learn to face with our problems in a collective sense. To a large extent, at least on an individual level, people feel they're alone, but there is help available, and realizing that is most important.
All right. So recent, no, not very recent. In the past, there had been many works on a concept of crony capitalism.
Yes, sir.
Who was the first to bring about this concept?
Uh, Sorry, sir, I'm unaware who it is attributed to.
All right, never mind. That's okay. Can you explain this concept vis-a-vis the present day Indian businesses?
Yes, sir. Crony capitalism refers to uh, a form of capitalism where there is a network between industry, a nexus between industry, businessmen, and bureaucracy. And as a result of this, there is high corruption in the capitalist industry.
So is it something that is going on in India presently?
Um, Sir, it is possible that crony capitalism exists. It is there in the country. I wouldn't say that it's not there, but the government is taking steps to ensure fair and competitive business practices are promoted in the nation.
All right. Trump is talking about tariff wars,
Yes, sir.
the American president elect. So what precautions India need to take?
So certain precautions that we can take, that India can take are that firstly, over dependence of any sort on United States or any country for that matter is something that we should be wary of. And the government's Atmanirbharta strategy is in line with that thought. That is one. Secondly, uh, boosting our manufacturing capacity, boosting our exports uh, can help us in having high demand. Um, I'm sorry, sir, I can't think of more precautions.
That's all right.
Yes,
You
sir.
have already given good precautions. Right. Okay. So, do you have interest in international relations otherwise?
Uh, yes, sir, I read the newspaper and I read articles related to IR, international relations.
Okay. And if I ask you, which is your core area of strength when it comes to India's foreign policy?
Um, but I think India and its neighborhood.
Okay. Choose a country from India's neighborhood.
Um, so Bhutan.
Okay. Bhutan. All right. So, tell me three irritants at present between India and Bhutan relations.
Yes, sir. So one of the irritants between India and Bhutan is about uh, smuggling of goods, uh, cross-border smuggling and cross-border movement of illegal persons. That is something that is present.
Okay.
Uh,
And
so secondly, I think we have historically had a positive and optimistic relationship with Bhutan. which we currently even have. But in terms of completion of projects, there is certain delay uh, in the said projects. For example, there can be recently there is a Gelupu project that I'm not sure about the name, but a project that India is uh, pioneering in Bhutan. So I think these are two major irritants that we have.
All right. It was a nice interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right. चलो अभी फीडबैक पे आते हैं, ठीक है? मैंने ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस आज नहीं पूछे हैं.
Yes,
आई
sir.
ट्राई टू कीप इट वेरी सिंपल.
Yes,
बट
sir.
इन दिस सिंपल थिंग, इफ आई गिव यू, जहाँ पे मैंने तुम्हें सबसे ज़्यादा तंग करने की कोशिश की थी वो था क्रोनी कैपिटलिज्म का क्वेश्चन, जो
Yes,
तुमने
sir.
बहुत अच्छे से हैंडल किया. आई एम रियली इम्प्रेस्ड. तुम्हारी उस टाइम पे जो स्माइल थी वो थोड़ी ब्रॉड हो गई थी कि सर सब कुछ पता भी कहाँ जा रहा है, बट द वे यू सेड कि गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग गुड, सो दैट वाज नाइस. ठीक
Yes,
है,
sir.
वो एक अच्छा हो गया. दूसरा, तुम्हारे इकोनॉमिक्स के फंडामेंटल्स के ऊपर जो मैंने बेसिक बेसिक क्वेश्चन पूछे वो सारे तुमने बहुत अच्छे से हैंडल किए. अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस, बॉडी लैंग्वेज भी कॉन्फिडेंट थी और आंसर्स भी कॉन्फिडेंट थे. अच्छा, एक ना, आई डोंट नो वेदर यू नो दिस और नॉट, व्हेन यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग एंड स्पीकिंग तो तुम्हारे ये ऐसे हो जाता है,
हाँ सर.
राइट? तो
हाँ.
बट नेवर माइंड, नेचुरल है. इसको कोई, तुम्हें मैंने इसलिए बताया कि ये नेचुरल है, इसमें कोई स्ट्रेस की बात नहीं है. क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम मेरे को एक स्टूडेंट आके बोल रहा था कि मुझे किसी और इंटरव्यू पैनल ने बोला था कि ऐसे मत करो. भाई ये नेचुरल है, इसको थोड़ा तुम अवॉइड करोगे. अब तुम वहां पे इस चीज पे थोड़ा ध्यान दोगी. इंटरव्यू
हाँ
देते हुए
सर.
मेरे फेस के ऊपर ये तो नहीं हो रहा, तुम आंसर
हाँ.
दोगी. और अगर तुमने ऐसे कर भी दिया तो नो बडी इज गोइंग टू टेक एन ऑफेंस आउट ऑफ इट. ठीक है?
Yes.
क्योंकि मुझे लास्ट टाइम दो तीन बच्चों ने ये फीडबैक दिया था कि दिल्ली में कुछ मॉक पैनल्स ने उनको ये वाला फीडबैक दिया, तो आई वांटेड टू टेल यू कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं है वहाँ पे. ठीक है? अच्छा, बस बीच में ना एक दो बार जहाँ पे स्माइल से ब्रॉड लाफ्टर वाला जो एक तुम्हारा एक्सप्रेशन आ गया, उसको थोड़ा अवॉइड करना पड़ेगा. बाकी तो ठीक था. यू विल सी द रिकॉर्डिंग, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट.
Yes, sir.
एक तुमने तीन चार बार ना यू नो बोला है बीच में. ये यू नो जो होता है ये थोड़ा सा इनफॉर्मल
Yes, sir. हाँ.
है ना? तो इसको इसको थोड़ा सा ध्यान दे देते हैं. और इसके अलावा तो कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है जिसके ऊपर हमें ध्यान देना है. ठीक है? अब मैंने ना तुम्हें लास्ट में पूछा कि यार अपना कोर एरिया बताओ. तुमने बोला भूटान, तो मैंने भूटान पे पूछ लिया. अब भूटान में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट तो इस टाइम के ऊपर जो चाइना और भूटान इंडिया बॉर्डर के ऊपर एक डिस्प्यूट बना हुआ है, एक तो वही इरिटेंट बना हुआ है हमारे बीच में. फिर हाइड्रो पावर कंसर्न्स है, और फिर रीजनल कनेक्टिविटी है जो बांग्लादेश, भूटान, इंडिया, नेपाल मोटर व्हीकल एग्रीमेंट को लेके है. ये रिसेंट
Yes.
तीन चार चीज़ें चल रही हैं. तो जो तुमने अपने मुंह से बोल दिया वो तो फिर फैंटास्टिक होना चाहिए, है ना?
Got it.
या तो बोल दो कि नहीं नहीं सर मेरा इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, मेरा तो इकोनॉमिक्स ऑप्शन रहा और मैं तो ट्रेड पे ही बात करने वाली हूँ, नहीं करनी मुझे बात. मैंने पूछा तुमसे डू यू हैव इंटरेस्ट, यू सेड यस. फिर मैंने बोला देश चूज कर लो, फिर तुमने अपनी तरफ से तुमने सेफेस्ट चूज किया था,
Yes, I tried to play it safe, but
है ना?
आपका जो question था, it was, but understood, sir.
है ना? तो अगर
Yes.
नहीं तैयार है तो बोल दो यार नहीं तैयार है, फिर क्या हो गया तुम्हारा?
Yes.
ना ना तो तुम्हारा आईआर ऑप्शनल है ना कोई ऐसी चीज है, तो ठीक है. बाकी तो आई कैन गिव यू 7 on 10. एंड मेरी तरफ से तुम्हारे लिए रिकमेंडेशन ये रहेगा, कल तो बच्चों को मैंने बोला था यार कि तुम लोग एक दो मॉक और दे लो. तुम्हारे लिए तो मैं बोलूंगा रिवर्स मॉक कर लो. रिवर्स मॉक का मतलब होता है कि तुम पैनलिस्ट बन जाओ और तुम्हारे दिमाग में जितने क्वेश्चन है वो मुझे दे दो. एंड बीइंग नॉट अ स्टूडेंट फ्रॉम इकोनॉमिक्स, आई एम अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ हिस्ट्री एंड पॉलिटिकल साइंस. लेट मी टेल यू दैट हाउ अ स्टूडेंट, इफ ही और शी इज नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड, हाउ टू हैंडल दोज क्वेश्चंस. तो यू कैन आस्क फॉर दैट स्लॉट फ्रॉम मी. तो वी कैन हैव वन रिवर्स मॉक, ठीक है? बाकी मुझे नहीं लग रहा कि तुम्हें कोई ज़्यादा टेलर होने की ज़रूरत है. नेचुरल फ्लेयर है, नेचुरल कॉन्फिडेंस है और नेचुरल नॉलेज है. गो हैड विदाउट एनी फियर.
Thank you so much for your feedback, sir.
अच्छा, और अब चीज़ बताओ मुझे, वर यू देयर व्हेन वी वर शेयरिंग दोस मेंस के नोट्स?
No, sir, I am only a part of your interview program.
ओके, यू डिड नॉट ज्वाइन आवर ग्रुप फॉर मेंस वाला. ओके ग्रेट.
Yes.
ठीक है. आई डोंट थिंक यू विल बी गोइंग फॉर प्री अगेन,
Thank you so much, sir. You're being
राइट?
very kind right now, I think.
नो नो नो, यू आर, आई एम टेलिंग यू ट्रुथ, राइट?
Yes.
चलो,
Yes.
बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
थैंक यू सर. सर, जो रिवर्स मॉक है उसका कितने दिनों बाद डेट
वेन
बुक
एवर
कर?
यू फील लाइक, अभी अगले 3 दिन मेरे स्लॉट्स बुक हैं, उसके बाद
ठीक है.
आप मेरे को मैसेज कर देना.
डन सर.
ऑल राइट, ओके,
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
थैंक यू,
बाय.
बाय बाय.